Good evening, friends. Thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're new to my channel, I garden here in Louisville, Kentucky, Zone 6B. My name is Travis, hence the Travs Gardens, Travs Haunted Yard, and thank you so much for being here. If you're new, we do mostly garden videos on my channel and mostly Halloween videos. So I go all out every fall. We start building Labor Day weekend in the front yard, and we go all out for Halloween. So that's why Haunted Yard is in the title, if anybody was wondering. So, of course, this is going to be a garden video. This weekend I stopped at one of my favorite garden centers on the corner of Bardstown Road and Breckenridge. There is a place called Garden Gate, and they've got annuals, perennials, vegetables. Inside they have like a little cafe and desserts and cakes and cookies. Just a really cool place. They also have a lot of lawn ornaments and bird baths and different things like that. So anyway, this video we're going to do our weekly garden walk around, our weekly garden tour. But first I thought I would share some of the plants that I got at the garden center, Garden Gate. So I got two, and I believe these are the old-fashioned tall phlox. My grandma used to have big clumps of these all over her yard. Not sure what happened to them, but years ago when I was a kid, that's what I remember. And I'm pretty sure these are the good old tall phlox, like I mentioned. So nice dark purple color. You might say I like purple and blue in the garden if you've been following me for a while. Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite color in the garden. So of course this will bloom in the summer to fall. Exposure to the sun, you want to plant these in sun or partial sun. So they really do need the sun to perform well. Water weekly. Their height is 36 to 48 inches. So I think that's about right. So this isn't your low growing phlox. This is the good old fashioned phlox, which I like the best. So I'll be adding two of those to the garden. Next is this annual here. Let me set it up here on the table. I'm not going to pronounce that first word, but Million Bells Conga Dark Blue. And boy, are the mosquitoes out, driving me crazy. Next up we have the good old, one of my favorite perennials, Russian Sage. I think for every rustic, cottage, country garden, this is one of those perennials that you have to have, in my opinion. So it's one of my favorites, Russian Sage. And then the good old blue Victoria Salvia, which I talk about all the time, probably every video that I do. An annual, but sometimes in my zone, like I've said before, depending on how bad the winter is or whatever, some of them will come back. So yeah, this is probably my favorite annual that I use every year in the border, mainly in the front border. I pair that with the red-orange French marigold, so like that contrast between the two plants, the blue Victoria Salvia, I can't talk today, and the red-orange of the marigolds. So I did need a few of these to finish out the front. I kind of ran out last time. And then I will place these other guys, and I also plan to plant up these whiskey barrels. So that is the go in this video. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and do the garden tour in this video, since I was late getting to it this week, and I only have about 25 minutes on this video, so I'll save the other planting for another video where I do that, just a planting video. So this is the front yard landscape. We have been here, this is our 4th season, and none of this was here. So everything that you see has been planted here within the past 4 years. So up against the house we got the limelights, hydrangeas in the back there. The big green shrubs here are spireas. We have some knockout roses up here, but they have kind of are past their first big show, but we'll be cleaning those up a little bit, and they should bloom back out for us. We got barberries in there, and then the next little layer that I started last season is, of course, the Russian sage, like I mentioned before. So hopefully we'll have a nice drift of that silvery green, and then of course it gets those purple flowers on it. That one was just planted this season, so that's why it's a lot shorter. Yes, I have weeds, and I'm gonna get my cardboard in here, and I'll be putting new mulch down. So it is on my list of things to do. Over here we have 3 dwarf butterfly bushes. The 2 smaller ones here, that one, and this one over here is purple, or actually blue chip they call it. And then the one here in the center that has started blooming is the white. So the next little layer there is, we have a couple or a few autumn joycedums. So those will give me some show in the fall. We'll have a couple more on that end. And then the annuals, like I mentioned a while ago, every year I've been doing my favorite annual here, of course, the blue Victoria Salvia. And I'm really liking, of course, the sun is coming out just in time to wash out the color for this video, but I'm really liking the way they look with the Russian sage. I don't know how good that's coming out, but if we had a cloudy evening, it would be better. Here is another annual I'm using, the French marigolds. This is a reddish orange marigold. They will get pretty good size. So I'm pairing that blue and orange together. Those were started from seed under the grow lights this year. And here I had another pack of seeds, so these have a little bit further to go, but those are the French marigolds ever so often as well. Then on the very outer edge here, I have clumps of purple aster, which is a perennial, and that is a fall blooming plant. So you always want to remember to have some interest all through the season. So spring, summer, fall. So the autumn joy will be the show, and the aster will start blooming in the fall. And then my annuals and even the Russian sage will take me all the way till probably Halloween, November, usually October. September and October, this whole front border here looks is full of color, usually in its prime during September. Another perennial, which is one of my favorites here, is the lamb's ear, and I do let it flower. So I'm alternating those 2 plants on the edge, and I'm still looking for a third plant, a perennial, that I can put in the center of the silver lamb's ear and aster, just to kind of fill up the border a little more. I also didn't mention the catmint that is still giving me color now. And then in front of this drift of Russian sage is the HS date dahlias. So those will be an orange coral color dahlia. Okay, I was a little bit worried about this one, but I see something coming up. Took it a little bit longer. Here's another one. There should have been 6, and I see 4. So I'm not sure if this one is coming up or not. I might have had a bad tuber. But anyway, at least we'll have 5. Alright, and of course we have a crepe myrtle there on the end, but the limelights and the crepe myrtle will be later in the season, probably mid-July. Here in the center, and the Russian sage is filling in nicely. I call this the little circle garden up front. So we have a ring of Russian sage. I wish it was a little bit fuller on this side, not sure what's going on. I might have to pop in another plant or 2. Whoa, sorry about that, y'all. This gimbal likes to do whatever it wants to sometimes, so just give me a second. Alright, y'all, apparently my gimbal ran out of juice, so it died on me, so that's why the video went crazy, so sorry about that. In the middle of this ring of Russian sage, we have new cannas. I'm growing cannas for the first time. And they should be like a pinkish red color. So, doing something different here in the center. Usually I do the Mexican sunflower, which is like a bright neon tall, full of sunflowers. Again, to bring that orange, in with this blue of the Russian sage. Here's another Victoria salvia. Hydrangea getting ready to bloom. Red drift rose in this garden is the show right now, as well as these coleus that I started from seed. I'm very happy with them, and I'm gonna get probably triple, if not more. Probably get about 5 packs of these this winter, because I really like this variety. I think it looks good. The burgundy looks good with the lamb's ear. I don't know how much of that you guys can see. Hopefully it's not all washed out. My husband has to go into work tonight. You want to be in the video?
Yeah. Drop your seeds. Bye.
Where did I get these? Anyway, bye. Love you. Careful. Alright, you guys, so we were talking about the coleus in here that I started from seed. I also planted banana something. Banana cream daisy, I think. I don't know. I'm probably wanting some banana dessert or something. That's probably why I'm thinking it's that. I'm not sure what this variety of hosta is in here, but this was one clump that I got from my mom's house. I just divided it in 3 plants, so I thought that looked pretty good. With the coleus, I did have 3 big clumps of red St. Valentine daylilies in here, but I just thought that red would probably clash with the coleus. and they don't stay in bloom for very long, so that's what I'm working with in this garden. Of course, all these hostas are new. Just planted those a few weeks ago, also from my mom's house. Dug up a bunch of stuff from her house because I am redoing her landscape over there. Probably, I'd say within the next couple weeks or so. All right, so that is the front yard. Sorry for the bumpiness. I got the gimbal for my birthday this year to make smoother videos for you guys, and I need to get it back on the charger. We'll do the vegetable garden in a separate video. In here, I added some leftover coleus I had, and I got one in there. Again, lamb's ear and a big clump of autumn joy sedum. Some dahlias that overwintered. Usually in my zone you have to dig these up, but I left a few in the ground just to see what would happen, and there they are. Hollyhocks right there. I need something else in here, not sure what I'm gonna plant, but this I believe is the Bobo hydrangea. Looking really good, just getting into its prime. Bloom season. Now if we have a really heavy rain, this whole bush will be over in the driveway, so hopefully it'll hold out, or I might need to kind of stake it up a little bit somehow. Another dahlia that overwintered. Here is a dwarf Nandina shrub that I moved from the back. Put it there. This garden here needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I need to come in and cut back my salvias here so they can reflush with a new round of blooms. Behind the salvia is Bathsheba rose, which is what I have on the fence. And I think this little rose in here is At Last. Speedwell or Veronica is just starting to bloom. And of course, right now we just have the lantana here and this wheelbarrow. We've got some larkspur coming up that I planted this spring from seed. So that's what all this is. And you're looking at weeds too. Hollyhocks in here as well, and some zinnias that I seeded in here about a week ago. Not much going on this end. I did clean up divided my daylilies in there. Let's see what's going on right now. I don't want to bore you guys with the same stuff. These are tiger lilies and they're just getting ready to pop. They'll probably be open tomorrow. Some white coneflower, which out of all the coneflower, I do believe the white is my favorite, although there is a it's a mix between like a hot red and a fuchsia color, but it's like a double coneflower. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, but I think it's supposed to come out in 2023, so I'll definitely have to get my hands on some of that. Just daylilies are on their way to bloom. Smoke bush. Planted more zinnias in here. This variety is the cupcake, so they'll kind of look like pom-poms, almost like a double zinnia. Here are the purple irises that I also got from my mom's house. I just planted in a drift right there. They don't look the greatest right now because they've been transplanted and it's kind of past their prime. I need to get some mulch in around this spruce, but the Gomphrena is still looking really good, and it should fill in this area. Gotta keep moving because I'm getting low on my time here for this video. My coleus in here looking pretty good. And this is all, well, except for the begonia, this is all foliage color. So hostas, Blue Angel. I want to say these are Sun and Substance, the big chartreuse ones. Of course, we have the variegated there, that's new. Solomon Seal over here. These little planters here are there to kind of protect when we let the beagles out. They're really hyper and rambunctious, so they like to run right through these hostas here. So I'm trying to protect those a little bit. And these are all new plantings of the variegated hosta. Need to get some compost in here and then mulch it. Put some mulch down. I just stuck some of my leftover coleus, a little of this and a little of that in here. This is a colossal marble. The mosquitoes are horrible back here. Another beautiful hosta here. So that is about it, you guys, as far as new things going on in the garden right now. We're kind of in that in-between spot, but here is the obedient plant. It'll be blooming soon, which is white. I seeded some zinnias in there. Hopefully there's enough sun for them to come up. All this will be cardboard. I'll be putting cardboard down and choking all this grass out because that's a lot easier than digging all this up. But like I mentioned before, this area here is going to be flower bed or landscape. I don't know if you can kind of see this line here, but that's how far it'll come out. And I thought about doing like a moon garden in this section which is all white blooming flowers. So yeah, this here section, I have yet to get my raised beds out here. I gotta order them online. Of course, Home Depot or any place like that doesn't have the kind I want, where you can just pick it up at the store and take it home. So gotta save up my pennies and order them online. But they will be the L-shaped garden beds, 4 of them, and then I'll probably have a couple square ones maybe in the center. I'm not leaving this bed here, or this raised bed here, but that's my plans for that area. And I guess we'll end this video on the ducks. So this is their new little space here. I was keeping them when they were little in this tote there. But here is their little pond, I guess you could say. Need to dump that out and get some clean water in there. But they are growing. The brown one is a Khaki Campbell, and I'm not quite sure the variety of the black and white one. You can see he's got some green feathers. He might be a mallard. But yeah, that is their new little home. So, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new and want to be part of my gardening journey, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. You guys have a wonderful week. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.